Hello everyone! I'm absolutely thrilled to share this new find. Meet the Siemens Nixdorf SCENIC MOBILE 710. Like the Ascentia P and the WinBook FX in my previous episode, this SCENIC features a 166MHz Pentium Processor and hardware wavetable, and is built on the QUANTA platform, what looks like a souped-up MP7. The emerald-colored casing, characteristic of Siemens' design language from that era, unfortunately seems to have been made more brittle by the pigments used. My unit was cracked in numerous places, but not beyond repair. I chose to rebuild it using 2 parts epoxy, which I prefer over cyanacrylate and baking soda. Epoxy offers superior strength and some flexibility, which helps prevent future cracking. It's more forgiving and easier to work with, resulting in a cleaner finish as long as you can glue the pieces from behind. After letting it cure for 24 hours, here is the result. Its overall dimensions are slightly larger in every respect than the AST and WinBook, which enables the keyboard to accommodate standard size keys. We can find similar shortcuts such as the contrast and brightness settings, sound volume control, as well as a small system status LCD screen. On the front, there are 2 modular bays that can accept 2 batteries, or on the right, a floppy drive, and on the left, an optical drive. On the right, there's the same 19V barrel power plug as the WinBook FX and Ascentia P, and on the left, there are individual keyboard and mouse PS2 ports and 2 card slots. On the rear, we have all the audio and peripheral ports, including the MIDI game and USB port. Under this door resides 4 standard 144-pin SIMM slots. You heard that right, 4. That means easier RAM updates and no hunting down obscure proprietary modules. According to memory stock, it can detect up to 192MB of EDO RAM. There's also the hard drive compartment. No weird hard drive caddy. It uses a standard 44-pin IDE connector, so you can swap drives easily. The system supports and boots from compact flash cards up to 8GB, double the capacity found in the WinBook and AST models reviewed previously. Let's get under the hood. First thing first, you need to replace or remove the leak-prone backup battery, which is buried under the right-hand side of the motherboard. Unfortunately, it means complete removal of the motherboard, but it's not that difficult. The BIOS battery is a lithium Panasonic VL1220 soldered directly to the motherboard. Let's take a moment to make the replacement here. This SCENIC's QUANTA platform with an FCC ID HFS-FRX, which was registered in November 1996, is very modular. The CPU, graphics, and audio subsystems are mounted via separate boards. Let's power it up and do a quick tour of the familiar Phoenix BIOS settings. I am happy when I see the Wavetable and Joystick port settings. Make sure to disable the power management for consistent performance scaling. Its chips and technology 65554 graphics boasts a 64-bit interface, in contrast to the 65550's 32-bit chip found in the AST and WinBook. This architectural difference significantly boosts speed. In Quake 3D, with the same 166 MHz CPU as in the AST and WinBook, at 320 by 240, it's over 20% faster. At 640 by 480, it achieves over 15 frames per second, faster than even the 233 MHz Toshiba 740. On the flip side though, the lower end threshold is higher, which makes older titles feel a little bit too fast. However, they remain playable. This is a compromise that I'm willing to accept. Now, not everything is perfect. The SCENIC does not stretch lower resolutions in DOS automatically. That means unused borders unless you use the VEXP utility. It's not a big deal, but worth noting, since the AST and the WinBook handle that right out of the box. Sound configuration is straightforward, with many games not even requiring ESS-CFG initialization, though it doesn't hurt. FM, wave, audio input and output settings are managed via the ESS Vol utility. While the ES-FM audio is great, the built-in hardware wavetable is also excellent. Let's compare it with the Roland SC55. enhanced gaming experience is completed by the ability to attach a game controller. Life is good. With the help of set mode, 3D Max results demonstrate gradual performance scaling, surprisingly reaching 200 MHz Pentium territory. This enables a decade of DOS gaming compatibility, down to 386 25 MHz clock-sensitive titles. Unfortunately, further slowing to 286 levels is not possible. For file transfers, that's easy with the built-in USB port, and Windows 98 has built-in drivers. It's convenient as you can use virtually any thumb drive. Since we are in Windows 98 and with its 4MB of video RAM, we can even venture running some DirectX 5 games.
Welcome, Outlander, to our glorious hovel. I know you're here to challenge the evil that's driven us from our ancestral home.
Not in Talon.
Three, 2, 1, go!
So, here's the bottom line. The AST and the WinBook are both excellent vintage DOS machines, but the SCENIC Mobile 710 quietly fixes some of their shortcomings. It's faster, it's easier to upgrade, and has a built-in USB port. On my scale, I wish it scored higher than the AST, but its lower-end performance and the limitations of my rating system in accounting for granular features prevent a higher score. Therefore, I have to maintain a rating of 4.5, but I'll acknowledge it with a bonus badge of honor. The cumulative extra features makes it a better choice if you are willing to forego the 286 level performance. Before wrapping up, I'd like to take a moment to celebrate something special. We just passed 1,000 subscribers, and I'd like to thank all of you who contributed somehow and motivated me during the past 2 years to hunt down the treasures out there. So here's a few personal shout-outs to say thanks. Thank you WoodKS for BIOS battery and cleaning tips. PM Cyprice for being so diligent completing hardware descriptions. Frankie Koval and WoodKS, your vinegar advice saved a few motherboards. Shakal615234, thanks for pushing the setmode tutorial. Electric, your MacDat site is a gold mine. Everyone, you have to go check it out. 486SX, thanks for the BIOS batteries and compact parts. The Rage Hunt, thanks for the coffee. It really meant a lot. And 16951 for pointing me to the Wayback Machine for driver downloads. Ask Jeeves Cosby and Gorok2 for the CCFL inverter tip. I'll try it someday. Nakibrot Sage for catching my PCMCIA versus Cardbus error. Paolo Aragostino for clarifying explanations. Yes, the Pentium MMX Tillamook is socket 7. To Paco Chales, Maël, and my French subscribers, merci infiniment for encouraging French versions. I'm sorry though, for I haven't had time to make it yet for all episodes. Retro RGL, thanks for the ESS Maestro Insight and Inspiring 7000 video. Flying Dutchman, you've been the first one to drop a comment on this channel. Shoutouts to Trépied, Paco Chalice again, and Igor Merino for being here since day one. Last but not least, to all my subscribers, even if I don't name each of you individually, please know that every single one of you is incredibly important to me. So, a huge thank you to each and every one of you. Here's to the next 1000, and to all the unknown gems still out there, waiting to be rediscovered. Stay retro, and I'll catch you in the next one.